Welcome back to the Six Man Podcast. I'm your host, Phil Dunn. For today's episode, I have on Eugene Campbell. Gene has a super great story, gives a lot of great stories, super motivational type dude. He played at NJCU in New Jersey for college. He ended up playing in the TBT basketball tournament this past summer on the We Are D3 team that made it all the way to the Final Four, and he's had a great career overseas for nearly a decade now. So Gene has a lot of great stories to tell. Excited for you guys to hear this one. Before we get into this interview with Gene, just want to remind everyone, if you could please follow on social media at the Six Man Podcast. Continue to like, rate, subscribe, follow, all that good stuff on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast. Thanks so much for the support. Let's get to the interview with Gene. All right, I'm here with Eugene Campbell. Gene, thanks for coming on the pod, man. What's going on?
Not much, man. Just living this European lifestyle right now. I appreciate you having me out here, man. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, man, I'm excited for this. So to start, I want to ask about like your beginnings in basketball. Like what age did you first start playing at? Who first put the ball in your hands? Was there anybody like in your family or anything that they kind of influenced you to get into basketball?
Yeah, so I was playing basketball as an early, child growing up. I tried multiple sports, not just basketball. Played a little bit of baseball, did track. I was an athlete, not just basketball. But I would say I started playing basketball a little bit more when I played for my dad. My dad coached a team called St. Joe's Eagles in Carteret, New Jersey, and I played for him. And that's when I started, taking the game a little bit more seriously. Well, unfortunately, I bounced around school so much that when I was in eighth grade, I didn't even have a basketball team. So I kind of started playing more baseball towards like eighth grade, and then high school is when I wanted to play basketball again. But unfortunately, I got cut my freshman year. So I got cut my freshman year for I don't even know to this day why. I think it's political. But it made me the player I am today because I definitely took that personally. That made me work hard that summer leading up to my sophomore year. And that's when I got the opportunity to play varsity throughout the rest of my high school career. So I would say,
where'd you go to high school?
I went to East Brunswick. Yeah,
Okay.
East Brunswick Tech. Yeah, in East Brunswick, New Jersey. Gold division, real low. Low key trash. Wasn't really like the best division. I'll be real with you. I went to trade school. I mainly just went there to do a trade and do something with my life. Basketball wasn't really a priority at that time. It wasn't eat, sleep, breathe basketball until like it started happening probably when I went to NJCU, probably, or like when I was in JUCO for that short amount of time.
So when you're coming out of high school, what was like your like recruitment process, and like did you said like you didn't really like fall in love with like the grind of it and stuff until college, or like what kind of pushed you towards playing college coming out of high school?
Coming out of high school, I didn't have any offers to play anywhere, so it sucked. A lot of my friends were like, "Yeah, I'm about to play here, I'm about to play here." So I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm playing ball at the park every day. I was just playing park ball, pickup games. I wasn't working out with training, just working on different things and watching like NBA games. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go play. So I walked on at JUCO, and I was literally like not expecting to even make the team or anything. I was just out there just trying to figure things out. I hustled. I was always athletic. I could shoot the ball, so that got me on a team. I probably entered the team maybe 14th man off the bench in the preseason. Scrimmages, I barely got any playing time, if not any playing time at all. And first game of the season, we played against Northampton. Was it Northampton? Yeah. And the guys on my team wasn't really producing, so coach just threw me in out of nowhere, like, first half. And I went and scored like 10 points in like 5 minutes. I went crazy. And that game kind of stamped me to being from the 14th man to the 6th man on the bench. So ended up being 6th man. And the player that I was behind was like a very good player. He scored 1,000 points in 2 years. And he ended up getting a D2 scholarship after the JUCO. So I learned a lot from him. Shout out to B Webb. That's my guy. He ended up going to Felician after Middlesex. Yeah, just learning a lot from him, just learning about the game. And then my second year is when I was the man. You know what I'm saying? I got the opportunity to take a lot of shots per game, and the ball was in my hands a lot. I ended up averaging like about 16 points a game, and I was all conference. So that's when I was like, I'm actually pretty good. Let me
Yeah.
keep playing. So again, even after that, I barely had any looks. I had Rutgers North looking at me, and I had Felician looking at me, but they wasn't trying to give me a full scholarship, only a partial. So I ended up, deciding to go back home. I'm from Jersey City, so ended up deciding to go play at NJCU, where I knew the education was good. I knew that is where I'm from, so all my family and friends could come to my games, you know, on some
Yeah.
hometown hero type vibes.
Yeah. So when you kind of like made that leap when you were at JUCO, like you said, like from going to not being recruited at all coming out of high school to averaging like being all conference, averaging 16 a game in JUCO, do you think it was something like weight room or like some skill that you really work on and developed, or was it kind of always in there and you just needed like the right opportunity and like the right platform to be able to produce at that level? Like, did you always know it was in you like that?
Nah, to be honest, like it was more like something to do, and I was able to shoot the ball really well. I shot 50, 40, 90 that year.
Damn.
50% from two, 40% from three, 90% from the line. I was one of the top free throw shooters. I was real dedicated, man. I had a really good work ethic. I was one of the first people in the gym, and then I was one of the last people to leave. The one thing about me, I was really good in the classroom, man. I always had good grades, so I was always
Yeah.
eligible to play. Some guys they failed off, but me, I was book smart, and I had that dog in me too. Um, Definitely not weight room until NJCU. NJCU was what humbled me and made me go to it. Those dudes was huge, man. I'm like
Yeah.
19, 20 years old. I was a transfer student. I'm playing with 26-year-old freshmen and 27-year-old sophomores. That
Yeah.
was before the NIL. They was just old playing college basketball. So yeah, when it comes to the weight room, definitely NJCU. I'll probably put on about 15 pounds over there of muscle for sure. And I got humbled over there. We could get into that. I got humbled at NJCU.
Yeah. So when you got there, what was like your humbling moment? Like, what were some of the biggest differences you saw between like being the man at JUCO and now it's like fresh start somewhere else, and like now you know you can produce at that level, but it's probably bigger guys, faster, higher level of
Yeah,
competition. Like, what was that transition like going to D3?
man, it was so humbling. It was definitely something I'll never forget that made me the player I am today. The size difference was crazy. Guys were a lot stronger and bigger than me. Not really height wise too much, but the strength and the size was crazy. It made me go to. I was in the weight room like 2, 3 times a day because of that. I was like, nah, I ain't about to go out like that. Fuck
Yeah.
it. And guys being older than me, I'm like 19, 20 years old, and as a junior, and these guys are like 26, 27 in their prime body frame, and I'm just like
Yeah.
small. So, I'm playing with guys older than me, more physical than me, faster than me. They're in their prime. So it definitely made me work harder. Um, it was definitely tough, man. I barely got any playing time at NJCU, especially my junior year. Like, I would score like a good amount of points in like a short amount of time when we get a game. I remember it was one game I had like 9 points in like 5 minutes. Like I would just get thrown in the game and I would just quick scoring.
Yeah.
But the one thing that made me a better player from NJCU was I learned how to become a dog defensively, and that's what helped me out in my overseas career. Being a two-way player, I felt like in JUCO, I was all about scoring, 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 scoring. We played 2-3 zone, and we played man every now and then. And if we did, I
Yeah.
didn't guard the best player. NJCU, we switched everything 1 through 5, and in front of the post and weak side help. So you had no choice but to guard every position at NJCU, and we were like number 3 in the country in defense. So I had to
Yeah.
fit in with the system. I had to get with the program. Otherwise, I wasn't gonna play college ball. So I guess the one thing about me that I can say is that I've always figured out how to adapt to any type of system and any type of environment anywhere I played. Even to this day, me playing overseas, I've played in over 8 different countries, and every country I played in, I had to adapt to a different type of system. And I always find a way to adapt somehow, some way. I'm a very adaptable person, I guess. I'm like a chameleon. I know how to, figure things out blending and very versatile. You know.
That goes a long way. Like I coach basketball now, and like that's something like I've said this a couple of times on this podcast, but like I always preach to my guys like being a star in your role. Like if you could find a role and be really good at it and find a way to impact the team in that way, like it goes so much further. You'll get so much farther instead of just being like, I'm just a shooter. Okay, well if there's a
Yeah,
better shooter than you on the team or two or three better shooters than you on the team, then you're not going to be in the rotation. Like you got to find a different way to impact the game in some way. So
that's how I
that
get
definitely
Yeah, like I'll give you an example. So my first contract in Moldova, I was a rookie contract. I was out there scoring, man. I averaged like 39.5 points a game. You could say 40, but
yeah
I'll be completely correct. 39.
yeah
Um, Very low league, not really the best league, but I made the most out of it. It got me deals after that. Um, in college, I was mainly like a off guard. It's crazy, right? I was an off guard in college, two guard, scoring two guard. I transitioned to a point guard when I played in Portugal, played the one, and I actually did a good job at it. And then I turned myself into a combo guard where I could play the one and the two, and then not mastered, but like, because I'm real hard on myself, so I ain't gonna say mastered. Very good pick and roll player now, very good
yeah
pick and roll player, and pretty good playmaker. That I taught myself. Usually, like when you're a point guard, you're a natural born point guard, and you've been doing that for a long time. Like I literally turned myself into a one to the point where now I can get a job on a team and they can either have me play the one or they can have me play the two, either or. Even with the current job that I have right now, I'm playing the two, but sometimes I play the one too. So um, definitely studying the game and learning how to play other positions. And like you said, doing other things besides scoring
yeah.
definitely helped my career have more longevity and help me adapt to different teams and systems.
So before we get like more into like your professional career, I wanted to ask about your GA year. So you were a GA at the same college you played at, right? So
Yep.
do you think that being a GA and like being on the other side of it, did it give you like any new perspective in basketball? Like you were seeing things from the sideline that like you didn't necessarily see when you were on the court that kind of helped you as a player?
Yeah, it definitely helped me with the X's and O's and understanding playbooks and understanding reads that I didn't quite understand as a player. And, just understanding the game from another perspective and being able to coach people uh, helped me become a better leader and a better captain, better point guard when it was time for me to play overseas. Learned a lot from Coach Brown. Coach Brown is a mastermind coach. Just being under his wing, learning the game from him and the other coaches who were uh, former players at NJCU as well, who had big time minutes at NJCU and NJAC. Just being a sponge of knowledge for the
Yeah,
game definitely helped me out a lot. Just sit back and just because when you're playing, you're so caught up in the moment, you don't really pay attention to the little details that a coach pays attention to. And
yeah.
by me having a whole year of just paying attention to the little details helped me out with my game when I was playing.
So you kind of hinted at it before, but like talk a little bit about your professional career and like talk about some of your stops that you've had and kind of how you worked your way up through the different leagues in different countries overseas.
Yeah, so leading up to my first year after I got my master's degree, uh, I thought it was damn near impossible to go overseas, but it's something I really wanted. So I was literally sending out like 100 emails a week to different coaches and different agents overseas trying to get me a contract. And I came across one guy. It's actually the guy that got me the job out here. Shout out to Coach Harry. Definitely helped get my career started. He responded. I got like 1,000 no's and one yes, and it was him that said yes. And he told me that he had an opportunity for me to play in Moldova, and if I take advantage of the opportunity, I can grow my career from there. So I knew that this was a one-way ticket to success, or a one-way ticket going back home and saying, "Oh, I tried my best, but it didn't work out." So I had to bet on myself and went over there and I handled business. And from there I just kept moving up. I ended up playing Armenia for a little bit, and that's when I went to Portugal. Then I went to Bosnia. Then I went to Tunisia, and then I went to Bosnia. I went to Bosnia again because I was in Bosnia for like a little bit, but the team was not really doing what they were supposed to do financially for me. So I slid. I played in the road to the BAL, the qualifier for the ball league that's owned by the NBA. I played in that, and then I ended up going back to Bosnia, playing a full season on a very great team. Shout out to KK Briscoe. They treated me very well, and I led them to the playoffs for the first time in 7 years. So that was a very good experience, and history was made. And then I ended up, going to Jordan in the Middle East last season, and played very well. The same guy that got my career started overseas, got me that job, and I went over there and averaged 28 points a game. So I was second in the whole league in scoring, and I led my team to a playoff fight, and we had a successful season. We upset a really good team. It was a great experience. Oh, and I played in Peru too before I went to Jordan. So I've been around, man. I'm in Malta. We just had our Super Cup before the regular season started. First game I had 39. Yesterday I had 35. So I think I led the Super Cup in scoring. I think I averaged about 37. I'm over there. And I had a bum ankle last game. I went to go shoot, and somebody with his eyes out truly and put his foot underneath me. So my ankle's a little messed up. So I probably won't practice for the rest of the week. But we got 2 weeks off before my first regular season game. So I'll be good.
I always say, like, it's crazy how, like, something as simple as, like, a sport, like, literally a bouncy orange ball, like, how far it could take you and, like, how you could literally travel the world just from playing this sport. Like, it's kind of crazy to think about.
Yeah.
Talk about, like, what's it like being an American in some of these countries? Because I know, like, a lot of teams and a lot of leagues have rules about only, like, having, like, 2 or 3 Americans on every team. So, like, what's it like? Is that something that you think is true? Like, is there mainly non-Americans on a lot of the teams and like language barriers and stuff like that? Like, what's it like for you?
Yeah, I mean, this is year 6 for me now, so I'm kind of used to it now. I guess you would call me a vet. But in the beginning, it was tough, man. Like, not knowing the culture, not knowing the language. First time going to Europe was crazy, man, because I had a layover in Istanbul in Turkey. I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know where to go. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've traveled around the States, but you being in an airport as big as the one in Turkey and not knowing where to go for the layover for the next flight and nobody speaking English, it's scary, man. Like, it was a scary experience, but that's when your instincts got to kick in. You just got to figure it out.
Yeah.
But I would say, man, like, there's people out there that are very nice and very friendly and welcoming to Americans. You just gotta be yourself, man. Don't be a jerk out there. Don't try to act like an ignorant American. People are very willing to help you if you ask them questions. Like, hey, I'm not from here. I want to know how to get to the gas station or get to the gym. They'll show you, man. Everybody is not a jerk out there at all. The good thing too, some gems for you guys out there that want to play overseas or, just starting. Make sure you adapt to the culture as far as like learning about the language, even if you know the basics. Hello, how are you? Good night, good morning. Like, just try to learn a little bit from the country. Don't just be stuck in your English speaking ways and only want to speak English. Like, try to learn their language. It'll go a long way. That'll put a smile on their face when you start speaking English. Try their food, man. When I was in Jordan, they had this food called mansiv, where you got to eat it with your hands. I definitely did not want to do it, but I was, you know what? I'm out here. They really enjoy me being out here. That's their traditional food, so I'm gonna eat it how they eat it with their hands. So I'm like, all right, cool. Did it. Afterwards, I was like, yo, y'all gonna have to give me a fork. Like, I did it, but y'all gonna have to give me a fork. They really respected and appreciated the fact that I stepped out of my comfort zone to eat their traditional meal the way they eat it. So even if I ate a couple, portions of the meal with my hands, and I said afterwards, give me a fork and spoon, please. They still appreciate the fact that I follow their culture. So like I said, to you hoopers out there, just adapt to the culture, man. That's how you get a job the next season. If you are in good standing with the team, and you're in good standing with the coach and the president, and they like not only the way you play, but they like your character and the way you react to things and how you interact with the community, they'll be like, yo, I want him to come back next year. You know what I'm saying? They might even give you a raise. They might even give you more money than they did the first year you played. So always make sure you got good character everywhere you go.
So in terms of like the actual basketball, like obviously professional basketball is a way different level than college, but like what are some of the biggest differences you see in like the play style playing professionally?
I would say it's a lot more pick and roll. I would say it's a lot fast paced. I would say you can't call timeout when you got the ball in your hand. So you try to do that, and you get mad, you get timeout, you're gonna get the tech because that's what happened to me my first game. I'm like timeout. He was like, I'm like what? But yeah. Also, like there's no jump ball with the tip. It's like possession, like
Possession.
college.
Yeah.
3-point line is the same as college now for people. There's no defense in 3 seconds whatsoever, so you could literally take a nap in the paint. That makes it a lot different. That makes it a lot more difficult playing overseas. The fact that you have a 7-footer in the paint waiting for you, and there's no defense in 3 seconds, you literally live out. So you got to be an elite scorer down there, or you got to make a quick decision on the drop ball because they might have 2 7-footers. They might both be in the paint. You got to figure it out. So it's definitely tough. And overseas, for sure, is a lot more physical than American basketball. I'll tell you that right now. There's a lot of hand checking that goes on that they get away with. There's a lot of pushing and shoving. I just got Zaza yesterday, and it wasn't even flagrant. I just shot 3 free throws. So, you know what I'm saying? If you are not tough, you cannot last overseas. Those Europeans, they don't play, especially when it comes to Americans. I get face guarded and trapped and double teamed every single game. Still score 30. I just figured it out. I just figured it out. I put in a lot of pain after my rookie year. A lot of pain. Like I cut everybody off and I was in the gym like years straight. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to make up for all the years that I wasn't locked in 1 year. Figured it out.
So talk a little bit about playing in the basketball tournament. Obviously, like in the basketball world, like it was kind of like a huge thing. Like the We Are D3 team made it all the way to the Final Four. So talk a little bit about that experience being on the We Are D3 team. And do you think that like making it that far in the tournament kind of changed the way that people think about Division III basketball?
Oh yeah, for sure. So like me playing on We Are D3 was like some last minute, like I was the last roster spot type deal. Glad it happened because it changed my life. It definitely opened my eyes up to a lot of things in basketball. So yeah, so like we talked about earlier, jobs, right? So I'm a scorer. Like I get to a bucket, however, whenever. That's what I do. We are D3. They wanted me to be a primary defender. So like scrimmages, like the scrimmage that we played leading up to the first game, I'm picking up dudes 94 feet the whole game. I'm not even trying to score. Even when I got in the game against Big Island Army, I'm just like I'm Patrick Beverly. It was dope, man. The one thing I loved about We Are D3 was the fact that everybody on our team played D3. So we all came from different D3s all around the country, and we came together, and we didn't have nothing to lose. There was no high expectations for us. Everybody doubted us. We were the underdogs, and we were all hungry and talented, and that's what made us come together and build such an incredible run to go to the Final Four. That was an amazing experience. It was great team camaraderie. All the guys were cool. All the guys were, either entering their second or third year pro or starting their career off pro. Like we were a young team. Nobody on that team was 30. Like everybody was in their 20s. So we were young and we were hungry, man. Like, and the practices were intense. The practices were well organized. Coach Red, shout out to Coach Red. She let us play free. He didn't really say you got to do this, you got to do that. Like obviously, the plays are designed for the setup, but everybody has their own attributes and everybody has their own way of playing the game. So he's like, yeah, use this screen, but play off of it how you play. One thing that I liked about We Are D3 is like when we said screen and rolls, we did rescreens. He called them Rickies. Them Rickies, man. I do that overseas now. I'm like, yo, rescreen, bro. It helped me, man. Rescreen, it made a different thing. So like I learned from We Are D3. I learned about ghost screens. I didn't even know too much about ghost screens and flares that much until We Are D3 implemented a high level of IQ, and I was able to adapt. It was some things that I didn't even know, but I just figured it out on the spot. You just got to adapt. I think that comes from me being so book smart and me, focusing on my education while I was in college, able to just pick up on things quick. I feel like that helps in basketball when it's time for the X's and O's. One thing I've never had an issue with was X's and O's, figuring out plays, playbooks. Some people struggle with that. Not knowing the plays that can affect your playing time. Because the coach can't trust you on the court to, run the sets. But definitely learned a lot from We Are D3. We put D3 on the map. I had people hitting my DMs up, hitting my phone up, like, yo, y'all making D3 look incredible. We had a lot of people watching us, man. The guy who runs D3 Hoops actually flew all the way out to Wichita to support us. I forgot his name, but he came out there and he ate dinner with us after the game, man. So many fans, so much love that we got for making it far, especially when we beat Boeheim's Army, because nobody expected that. So that was an amazing experience, man. Just the feeling of like beating these powerhouse teams that's been in the TBT, like winning championships and just going far, and we beating them, and then we slapping our name on the bracket to go to the next round. That was an amazing experience, man. I got my jacket on now, ironically, right? That's an experience that I'll remember for the rest of my life. Whether I play 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 1 minute, I got to play in the TBT. Millions of people watching me, and I played D3. And
that was awesome to watch. Like, playing in these arenas, nationally televised games, and like seeing a bunch of D3 guys like knock off, like you said, like Boeheim's Army and like all the other teams you beat. Like, for anyone that doesn't know, like the TBT tournament is like a yearly tournament where like mainly Division I colleges, like their former players get together to play like an NCAA tournament style tournament. And there was a D3 team that went to the Final Four that Gene was on. So talk a little bit about like where you're at now and like what some of your goals are for this upcoming season playing professionally.
Man, I'm trying to get MVP of the league. I'm trying to do my best to make sure that happens. They're trying to injure me. It's cool, man. Fight a hand. They injured me in the first quarter, man. They thought I was going to be out. Still ended up with 35. I probably had a 50 ball that day. Yesterday, I was for a 50 ball. They tried to get it. But it's cool, man. Try to make it to the Final Four. That's what Coach wants us to do. Make the top four. My goal is to get MVP, man. I'm hungry. I've been working on my game all types of crazy over the last year or so. So it's time to make sure that hard work is paying off. Just keep expanding, keep growing, and keep challenging myself. I feel like I've played in so many different types of leagues and different styles of basketball, and I've always, found a way to figure it out. Just got to keep figuring it out. I got to keep being comfortable, being uncomfortable. Every time I'm in the game, they try to make it uncomfortable, but I find it really make it comfortable. That's life, man. If you living life comfortable, you ain't living. So
that's true, and that's like you said, like that's life. Like that's something you could definitely like translate outside of basketball as well. So I wanted to ask you about like the foundation that you started, Walk a Mile in Our Shoes. So kind of like explain what it is and like what like your mission and your goal is with that.
So Walk a Mile was started when I was in college. Growing up in Jersey City, grew up seeing a lot of poverty, a lot of people, the streets. Wanted to give back. Shout out to my mom. She really helped me get that started. Shout out to my fraternity, Psi Sigma Phi, Multicultural Fraternity Incorporated. They played a big role in, being on the ground, running things while I'm able to pursue my professional basketball career. That's a major thing. I have a beautiful team of individuals who are on the ground running things right now as we speak while I'm able to, play basketball, and they're doing a tremendous job. Just had a great idea of just, wanting to help and give back to the community by providing sneakers and clothes and care packages like toiletries. I feel like that's definitely a need in the community, especially where I grew up. And, one thing about Walk a Mile in Our Shoes, we don't just put things in a bin and hope that it goes out. We hand deliver the sneakers. Like, we go to the store and we buy sneakers, and we collect donations of brand new and gently worn sneakers, and we actually give them out to the people in need. We build personal relationships with the community. We see the smiles on their faces, the tears in their eyes when we give them the stuff. So that's one thing that I love about Walk a Mile that we do for the community. We're out here we have tents in case it's raining. Like we literally be outside in the rain and the snow. I got videos, man, of us out there just freezing, but these people gotta live outside. So if we outside for 2 hours, deal with it because they gotta be out there every day. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the volunteers that have came out to our services, to help us, get back. We all got one goal, man, to get back. And, we've helped out a lot of communities and we've expanded our organization outside of New Jersey. We're in Pennsylvania. We're also in Baltimore now, and we're expanding in the South. So definitely a lot of big things on the way, and we're going to keep continuing to serve the community. We got an event on October 25th at Lincoln Park in Newark, New Jersey from 2 to 4 p.m. in collaboration with 2 organizations. We're going to give out sneakers, clothes, and we're going to give out care packages. It's a lot of homeless people in the area that need it, and I know they can't wait for us to come out. So.
That's awesome, man. Props to you for doing that. I think that like paying it forward and giving back to your community and like people that need it is like a super admirable thing to do. So kind of a fun question here. Who are the 3 best players that you've ever shared a court with?
So I'm going to go with my cousin, Kenneth Fareed. He's a freak of nature as far as
he's a freak.
Yeah. I'm going to go with one of my close friends, man, Jesse Jones, a.k.a. Filet, bro.
Yep.
He's me and him be getting the ones rocking. He got me beat by a couple games. I'll give him that. But the last time we played, I beat him. So, you know what I'm saying? But that's my man. Jesse. I would say the 3rd best player is Walter Lemon Jr. that played on the Chicago Bulls. Oh, my God. He was tough. I played against him when I was in top league in Tunisia. Really cool dude. Shout out to him. He just got to the Hall of Fame at Bradley University. Me and him played against each other. And we talked after the game, and we added each other on Instagram. I've been following him since. He followed me. Like, we support each other. He's played in the NBA. He's played in the G League. He's played all over. So definitely my top 3. I don't know how, but you wouldn't believe it. My cousin Kenneth, when me and him played ones a couple months ago, this dude be making step back threes. Like, I don't know how. I usually go to Puerto Rico every year to spend time with him and work out with him because he plays in the BSN. So he has his team like brought me out, and I will work out with him for like a couple weeks. So next time we play ones, I'm recording. I gotta fry him. I did beat him like 2 spots. On how this guy can make it. I don't know. But
he is one of like the biggest like physical freak of natures that I've seen on a basketball court. That is pretty impressive that you beat him.
It's not much of a fall off, to be honest.
Yeah. It also shows like the levels of it. Like being in the NBA, like he wasn't necessarily like a wing or somebody that's playing on the perimeter, but he's still that much better than like an average player that like he could hit step back threes better than most people that aren't in the NBA.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
So last question I have for you, Eugene. This is something like I like to ask like all my guests, just because like I said, like I'm a coach, so I like to like bring it back to like the young guys that I have and kind of pass knowledge onto them. If you could go back in time and give your younger self advice in terms of basketball, what would it be?
Man, I would have told my younger self, like, yo, you should have gotten the gym when you was like 5 years old, all the way up until now. Like, you be in the league. But like, you know what though? I say that, but I love my story, man. Love it. Like, I don't want my story to be written any differently. And just to let you know, man, 6-Man podcast, I'm gonna be writing a book. I'm not gonna say when, but I'm gonna be writing a book close to when it's all said and done about my whole journey and my whole story. And I think that I'm gonna be able to inspire a lot of people, bro. I think I'm gonna be able to inspire a lot of people and give them some gems on how to keep your career longevity and how to take care of your body, and then how to deal with the mental toughness of playing overseas. Because that's something that a lot of people don't talk about, is the mental. When you're away from your family for like 8-9 months at a time, I've been in a situation where I didn't even have Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's so many factors that come into play when playing overseas mentally that can affect you physically on the court. And if you don't have that mindset, that mentality, you'll want to go home after the first week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, but yeah. My best advice to the people out there watching Six Man Podcast, lock in, man, because you never know if you'll be able to get another opportunity. As soon as I got those opportunities that were given to me, I took full advantage of them because I didn't know if I was going to get another opportunity. Sometimes there ain't no second chances in life. You got to take advantage of it. And then
I like that.
you take advantage of the opportunity, it'll change your life in a positive way for the rest of it. Now I'm chilling, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing what I love to do. I'm getting paid to do what I love to do. I get to travel. I get to inspire others. I get to get buckets. I get to distract people. Like, it's fun, man. When you love the game, it's fun. And I tell a lot of people, in order to play overseas, you got to love the game. You can't like it. You got to love it. You know? So,
I like that. I kind of like the message of like, stay ready so you don't got to get ready. If I could kind of summarize what you're saying.
Listen, I hate when people ask me, are you ready for the game today? I just look at them and don't say anything. Man, if I wasn't ready, I wouldn't be here.
True.
Like, it's real simple.
All right, Gene. Thanks so much for coming on the pod. I appreciate your time today.
Man, I appreciate you having me, man. I can't wait for the episode to drop, man. We're going to promote this on the media. We're going to get some more people to join the Six Man Podcast, man. I'm gonna see if some of my guys overseas could tap in with you too, man. So let's get this content jumping. Let's get this out here, man.
I appreciate that, man. Thanks again to Gene for coming on the pod today. Hope you guys enjoyed that interview. Again, if you could please follow on social media at the Six Man Podcast. Follow, like, rate, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, wherever you may get the pod. We'll be back next week with another episode. Thanks for the support.